Good morning, sports fans. Excuse my tardiness, but we're here. We've got water polo rolling right now in our first matchup of our seeding games. It is the Ann Arbor Pioneer squad doing battle with the Skyline Saline Co-op. Pioneer leads 9-2. The winner of this game will go on to play later today for first place in the East Side region. The losers, don't worry, you're still making it to states. You're just fighting for the third place rather than first. We're going to see how these matchups shape up today. Pioneer yesterday had a just absolute masterclass of a performance in their Friday Elimination Day matchup. They're on offense right now. They're working it around, getting it down into center. They get it down. Looking for a shot, but good crash defense there by the Skyline Co-op, forcing the turnover. That's what we saw eat teams alive yesterday. That was forcing the ball down into center when there was not a look or there's too many people. If your defender's leaving you going down into center, don't try to force the ball down into there. It's going to be a turnover 9 times out of 10. Now we get a good one-on-one matchup. This is the time you want to get it down into your center if you trust him. He gets ordinary fouled. He has to kick it out. Now with the shot clock winding down, that's going to do it for the Skyline possession. Pioneer gets the ball back, 1:28 to go in this first half. Gets the ball down in the center. Steps out, shoots, and scores. Big time move there by number 21 from the Pioneers, Ben Worden. He got that ball in the one-on-one matchup, and that's what he so desires. Steps out, pump fake, shoots, and scores that one right into the back of the net. Ball down in the center. Backhand. Not enough on it, and easily corralled there by Rule. Pioneer wasting no time making their way up the pool. But a good defensive play there, forcing a turnover. Number 11 from Skyline. How? And a bad pass leads to a turnover, ball going Pioneer's way. And that's one thing that Pioneer's just going to eat you alive with, is their speed and ability to counterattack. But it helps if they'd be able to hold on to the ball. Another good defensive play there by Howe, forcing 2 turnovers and 2 consecutive Pioneer possessions. Now Skyline has the ball. They can play for the last shot here, depending on how they play their cards. Lawrence is walking the ball up the pool himself. He's uncontested so far. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He's going to fire it right into the chest of Rule, and that'll do it. No, there's still 0.8 seconds. Rule can fire one, but not enough on it, and kicking it just to make sure it didn't go anywhere near that net was Lawrence. That was one of the more interesting saves you'll see, I feel. And I'd say we can credit that one as a save. It looked like it was on track. But with that being said, at the end of our first half of our Game 1 Saturday matchup between Ann Arbor Pioneer and the Skyline Saline Co-op, it is Pioneer on top 10-2. Keep here on the Biscuit in the Basket YouTube network. We'll be back for the second half of action. All right, everybody, welcome back. We're getting set to start the second half of water polo here. Again, this is our first matchup of our Saturday games. All of these games are for seeding. All of these teams have already punched their ticket to state. They will be playing in 2 weeks at the state tournament, or in 1 week, whenever that may be. So all of these games are just for seeding. You want to be the highest seed possible going into states. It's going to make your time there significantly easier, or your road to success a little bit easier. There's the whistle. Our sprint is underway. Winning this sprint will be number 2 from the Skyline Co-op, Robbie Shannon. Skyline gets the ball down in the center. Doesn't like his look. He kicks it back up to the flat. Swings it up to the point. Back down to the other flat. Looking to get it into the wing driving. He bails on the drive, but still gets the ball. Looking to punch it into center. And a kick out coming. Yep. Just a little bit too much on his offensive player's back. Kick out on number 11, Flautner. So now with a fresh shot clock and a man advantage, Skyline's looking to pull this one a little closer. Got to do a better job of holding onto the ball right now. A shot taken from the flat, but just a bit too high, and that's going to be a turnover. So good job there by the Pioneer defense to kill off that man advantage. Skyline right there has to work on for their 6-on-5s, keeping their passes dry. If you keep dry passes, you're going to be able to practically double your pass total. And that's really going to get a goalie off his hips and set you up with a much easier shot to take. With that being said, it's a turnover. Skyline has the ball back. Ordinary foul, trying to punch it down in the center. He gets the ball, shoots, and scores. Ooh, that one just fluttered its way in. But putting the biscuit in the basket, that was number 12, Alex Heberlein. That was a nice little move down there in center for Alex. No, excuse me. That was a Skyline goal by number 12, Sean Spooner. So that pulls Skyline back within the touchdown and the extra point. And a whole lot of whistles. That means a kickout's coming. So a man up for Pioneer. That kickout was on 20 of Skyline, Wensuk. And pass down into the flat, shoots and scores. Those are the guys you don't want to leave wide open on a 6-on-5, but Pioneer played that perfectly. On our left-hand post, the man there waited for the opposite side wing to get the ball. That wing took the ball inside 2 meters, which means everybody else can follow. So that left side flat surely did. He slides up with the ball. Ball comes his way. He gets up as high as he can, and he just dunks it into the back of the net. It's one of the more fun goals you'll ever get to score as a water polo player. We're waiting on something here to resume play right now with 5:28 to go in this third period. Pioneers up 11-3 over Skyline. Ball's getting pulled out of the pool, so. And players are getting sent back to their benches. We must have a problem with one of the shot clocks or something. So we're going to step out real quick, but keep it here on the Biscuit of the Basket YouTube network. We'll be back with the rest of this game. All right, the ball's back in the water. There's the whistle, and play is back underway. I can't tell you exactly what was going on, but I can for sure say that we are back in playing water polo. Skyline has the ball. Ordinary foul up at the point. He gets it down into center. That's Spooner. Spooner fires one, but able to corral it was Rule. And a bit of a 50-50 ball there for a second, but it's going to go Pioneer way. So a nice play there by Rule to keep that one out of the back of the net, because Spooner definitely had some heat on that one. Now Pioneer wasting no time. Gets the ball down into center. Looking to make a move. Pumps fake, shoots. But a nice save there. And excuse me for this one. I've been saying it's been Lawrence, but apparently he's been injured. So it's Pokrufike. And a bit of a loose ball ordeal there, but that's going to lead to a 5-meter being drawn on Skyline's goalie, Pokrufike. So that's going to be a 5-meter. Shooting this one and hitting the post for Pioneer was, oh boy, I wish I could see that far. It was either 8 or 9 for Pioneer. Regardless, Skyline has the ball. Oh, it was neither of them, by the way. It was 5. Kolvik. Skyline looking to make this a 7-goal game. Ordinary foul, well outside 6. He can shoot, fires one, but right into the arms of Rule. He got up big there. Pioneer work with the ball around, gets it down in the center, and ooh, a nice backhand, but even an even better save right there by Evan. So a nice move it down in center by Worden, but a phenomenal save by Evan Pokrufike. And a setup timeout is called by Coach Littlejohn. So the Skyline squad is going to set up their offense over on the opposite side of the pool. Let's see if they've had a play pre-drawn. But it looks like there's not a lot of movement going on offense right now. They're just cycling the ball around. Now we finally get some drives happening. Ordinary foul inside 2 meters. He's got to take it out, then he can put it back into play. He had a man wide open on the opposite side flat. Didn't see him. Now gets it down to him, takes the shot. Just a bit too high. And swimming through that one was Rule. Now Pioneer with a counter opportunity. He's driving into the goal, and that's going to be a 5-meter. Good job there by number 4, Almeida. He got in very advantageous position. He was cutting in towards the goal. He got his defender on his back. That way when he got up to shoot, he was either going to score or draw that 5-meter. Now I believe this is Kolvik shooting the 5-meter again, and this time buries it without a shadow of a doubt. Last time he went high, it was a little too high. This time he goes low, and it makes its way all the way into the back of the net. That's going to put Pioneer up 12-3 over Skyline with 3 minutes remaining in our third period. A timeout's taken by the Skyline co-op. So keep it here on the Biscuit in the Basket YouTube Network. We'll be back. All right, that's going to do it for this Skyline timeout. Let's see what play they get drawn up. Last time they just went for a setup timeout. Didn't get too much offense rolling. So now this time, Coach Littlejohn's going to call a full timeout. Let's see what play they drew up. There's some good drives, but a bad pass right into the hands of a Pioneer defender. Good heads-up play there by Almeida. He sees that one coming and just swims right on through it. But good defense here by Skyline that's going to force a turnover ball going back the other way. Skyline has been struggling to get some offense rolling. I see what they can do right here. They've been too busy trying to force it down into center. They've got to be comfortable taking shots from the outside. Ordinary foul, well outside 6, he can shoot. Kicks it up to Never land up at the point. Trying to get it down into the wing, but the wing was already swimming away to get back on defense. So for all practical purposes, that was a dump right into the hands of Almeida. Long pass down to the wing. Kicks it back up to the point, looking to get it down into center. He's trying to draw his defender so he can get a look down there. Finally gets it down. Fighting, shoots, and scores. What a play there by Worden. Worden got the ball when he only had one defender guarding him. And when he finally gets it, he was trying to put a little spin move on his defensive player. It didn't work. So what does he do? He just steps out and sweeps it and buries it into the back of the net. That's going to put Pioneer up by 10. With a bit of 45 remaining in this third period, Pioneer's going to have a little bit of a line sub. Forcing the ball down into center is the Skyline co-op, but a good defensive play there in center defense by Flautner to get that steal. Pioneer looking to extend their lead here. Looking to get the ball down into a driver, but he was swimming a little too much over his defensive player, and that's going to be a turnover. Ball gets down into center. Looking to step out and shoot, but waited just a tick too long, and the crash defense from Pioneer leads to a steal. Good job, number 4, Almeida. 40 seconds remaining in this third period. Good defensive play there by Skyline. And now look at this. They've got a counterattack. Ball going the other way. Oh, but a phenomenal defensive play there by Rule. The ball comes out. Rule had already left the net. It was a perfect pass into the hands of the driver. But he didn't see Rule coming out. So what does Rule do? He comes and just snatches that ball away. Phenomenal defensive play there. And now with 10 seconds remaining, Pioneer's just going to kill out the clock and take us into the fourth period, with Pioneer leading over the Skyline Co-op 13-3. There's the buzzer. That'll do it for this third period. And keep it here on the Biscuit in the Basket YouTube network. We'll be back for the rest of this game. There's the whistle. This fourth and final quarter is underway between the Ann Arbor Pioneer squad and the Skyline Co-op. Skyline with the ball, kicks it down to the wing, but a great save there by Rule. And Rule getting pressure from a crashing Skyline player. He does a smart play that a lot of goalies don't think about. If you're a goalie and you're getting charged and you know you're not going to be able to retain possession here, just throw it out. Yes, you're going to throw it out of the field of play, I should say. Yes, Skyline now has a 2-meter, but that's infinitely better than just giving up a free goal. But a great defensive play there by Almeida. He kind of goes around the back of his defender and tips the ball out and steals it. Long pass down into center. Fighting for position, but good defensive play there by Skyline. But with a loose ball, it's anyone's, and it's going to stick with Skyline. So a nice defensive play there by Skyline. Skyline's defense is really showing out right now. Long shot taken from the point, but it was field blocked at somewhere. Skyline with the ball. They draw a kick out. 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go. They have a man advantage, but a bad pass, and it's going to be a... Interesting. So the ball was, I would say, still... Okay. Before, there was a turnover that happened, but they're saying before that turnover happened, Coach Littlejohn had gotten a timeout in. I do believe. So with the man advantage, it's going to be a timeout taken here by Skyline. 2 minutes, 32 seconds remaining. They're trailing by 10. No goals yet in this fourth and final period. So we'll see if this Skyline squad can switch that up right now. Keep it here on the Biscuit in the Basket YouTube network. We'll be back. There's the whistle. We're back in action. Oh, okay, so it was turnover, so ball goes to Pioneer, and it was Coach Packard who called that timeout. But now a turnover quick back the other way is Skyline with the ball. Ordinary foul, well outside 6. He can shoot. He's going to fire it, but just a tad bit too high. Now a sloppy pass, trying to force the ball down into center, and that's going to be a turnover and a kick out coming, so a man up for Skyline. They're going to take a timeout. So with a minute 44 remaining, Skyline takes a full timeout as they now have a man advantage. 1 minute remaining here in this fourth and final quarter of the Pioneer Skyline matchup. It's looking like Pioneer is going to advance to our first place game later in the day. Skyline will be fighting for third place with the loser of our next game. Obviously, Pioneer will be playing the winner of our next game for first place. Shot taken just a bit too wide, and that one's going to head out of bounds. 16 seconds remains. Shot clock's turned off. Skyline can play for the last shot here. They have their goalie up. He's pumping, faking, looking to shoot, sliding up, taking all the space he's giving, fires one just a bit off the mark. That's going to be a turnover with 7.3 seconds remaining. Pioneer's going to pop it and they're just going to be content to kill this clock out. There's the buzzer. That's all there is. There is no more. Congratulations to Pioneer. You will be playing for first place later in the day. Again, not all hope is lost for the Skyline Co-op. You still have made it to states, and you can still be the third seed going in. Our next matchup will be Birmingham Seaholm doing battle with the Ann Arbor Huron River Rats. Stay tuned for that, and we will be back with that shortly here on the Biscuit in the Basket YouTube network. Welcome back, everybody. Our second game is underway. This matchup is between Seaholm and the River Rats. It was a bit of a toss-up on who got the sprint there, but it's going to end up in favor of Seaholm. Contra foul results in a turnover. Ball going Seaholm's way, or excuse me, Huron's way. And putting the biscuit in the basket, our first goal of the game. I could not see who got that one. I want to say it was either 4 or 9, which would be Patel or Bunnell. Ordinary foul. Long shot taken, just a bit too high. He forgot to crunch his abs. What a nifty move there by Patel to swing the rock over to a wide open teammate, shoots and scores. I don't know if Patel was just trying to, honestly, that was a crazy pass. That looked like a little bit of a Magic Johnson play. But he swung the rock over his head to Bunnell, who was wide open on the wing, and he was just able to slide up, get right in the face of Beck, and bury that one. Good defense here by the River Rats. And goal by number 2, Berman. Timeout taken by Seaholm. They're trailing by 3 minutes into this first period. We'll be back at the end of this timeout. Keep it here. We are underway for our second period in this Seaholm Huron matchup. It's been all Huron so far, but right now a kick out on Patel is going to lead to a man advantage for Seaholm. Ordinary fouls. They're swinging the rock around. Getting it down in the center. Shoots and scores. Nice move there. Even in a 6-on-5, Seaholm was still running a 3-3 offense, so 3 people down low, 3 people up top. But that changed not a whole lot for Layer when he finally got that ball down in center. He was going to do what he came there to do regardless, and that was put the biscuit in the basket. Good save there by Beck. With another bit advantage, Seaholm had the ball, but a bad pass leads to a turnover. Nice steal there by Bonneau. He got himself into good positioning to intercept that pass. Goal by number 2 on the for the River Rats. That's Berman. That puts Huron up 10-2 over Seaholm with 1:30 remaining in the second period. Seaholm tries to force the ball down into center, but no look there. That's going to lead to a turnover, ball going Huron's way. Huron really slowing it up right now. A lot of space here. Let's see what he can do with this ball. Fires one cross cage, rebound. It's loose, and it's going to be a turnover. Seaholm's ball. 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Ball shot, it hit the crossbar. Rebound was in the middle of nowhere, and it ended up with Huron. So with 13 seconds to go in this first half, they're looking like they're ready to just kill this clock out. Maybe a shot's going to come here last second. Getting up, fires one. Ooh, a shot on the money. Was 3. Grudzinski for the River Rats, but a good save there by Beck to keep that one out of the net. So at the end of our first half, and this seeding matchup between Huron and Seaholm, it is Huron on top 10-2. Keep it here on the Biscuit in the Basket YouTube network. We'll be back for the remainder of this game. Welcome back, everybody. We're set and starting our second half of water polo in this Seaholm Huron matchup. Right now, it's been all Huron. They're up 10-2 over Seaholm. Sprint is won by Huron. They get the ball down into their center, even though he was at about 4.5, 5 meters. He fires off a backhand, but right into the chest of Beck. And now a kick out coming in center. That'll be on number 2, Berman. But an immediate bad pass from Seaholm results in a turnover. Ball coming back the other way. So killing off that man disadvantage immediately. Good job there by Huron. Ordinary foul well outside 6 meters. He fires one. But a nice save there by Beck. And a contra foul was called. Ball coming back the other way. All right, everybody, we're back. A bit of a discourse there on that 5-meter attempt on if it went in or not. The officials say it didn't, so it must not have. Long shot taken from the perimeter by Seaholm, just a bit off the mark. Huron leading 11-2 with 3 minutes remaining in this third period. Ordinary foul. Kicks it down into center. Keeping possession is Berman. Or Bunnell, excuse me. Ordinary foul outside 6 meters. He can shoot. Swings it over to the flat. Fires one near side, but a good save by Beck. Pass down into center, but a little too much on it. And it skips into the hands of Reiniger. Now a timeout coming by Huron. It's a full timeout, so we'll step out. We'll be back. Keep it here. All right, everybody, we're getting set to start our fourth and final quarter of our second matchup of our seeding games. The winner of this game will play Ann Arbor Pioneer for first place. The loser will be doing battle with the Skyline Co-op for third. Every team, regardless of how they do today, is still in the state tournament. Right now it's trending Huron way as they are leading with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. They're up 14-2. Seaholm's ball, they get it down to a driver. He's got two guys on his back, and this is going to be a kick out coming on number 4, Patel. Nice move down in center there by number 9, Benil. He gets the ball, steps out, pump fake, and then a nice step out skip shot into the back of the net. Good ball movement here on offense by Huron. They are doing a real good job of picking apart this Seaholm defense and finding and waiting until they get the best shot opportunity they can take. A minute 30 remaining in this fourth and final period. Huron up 17-2. Seaholm showing no sign of quit though. They're still fighting until this bell is rung. Huron is contentious, killing off the clock right now. They've got all their guys spread. With 10 seconds remaining, they're looking to just finish this one off. Again, on top, 18-2 over Seaholm. There's the end of the shot clock. 3 seconds remaining in the game. Seaholm takes a setup timeout. Nope, excuse me. Yeah, setup timeout. Again, not all is lost for Seaholm. They still have another game to play today and then 3 more next week at States, or in 2 weeks. Huron is just, everybody has their arms up. Shot is deflected, and there's the horn, and that's all there is. There is no more. Congratulations to Ann Arbor Huron. They have made their way to the first place game for the Eastside Regionals. So that'll wrap us up for this stream. We're going to have a different one for our placement games, if you will. Our matchups will be, I think we start back up at 1. Yep. So at 1, it'll be the Skyline Saline Co-op doing battle with Birmingham Seaholm. And then at 2:15, our first place game will be Ann Arbor Pioneer and Ann Arbor Huron. Thank you all for tuning in for this stream. We'll get that second one started up shortly. And